Hey Soul Survivor Conference, this is Claire here. I'm hanging out in my backyard in Canberra, and for today's workshop I'm going to be showing you how to press some flowers. Now if you haven't heard of it, flower pressing is kind of like an older craft where people would get pick flowers and they would press them between books or in a flower press, and what that actually does is it dries them out and actually preserves them forever. So you can stick them in cards, you can stick them in picture frames, you can put them in phone cases, all sorts of things, and it's a really fun way to get outside, get in nature, go for a walk. And so the first thing we need to do is find some flowers, so let's go. When you're going around for a walk through your backyard, you'll just need something to cut the flowers with. So I've just got a pair of cutters, but you can also use scissors, they work too. And I will just say, when you're going around collecting flowers, just make sure that you have permission to cut them, because you don't want to go into somebody else's front yard and, cut their flowers and have them be upset, or cut your mum's flowers, if she's, really proud of them. So just make sure you ask permission, but have fun. So in my backyard, I have some roses. Now, if you don't have flowers in your backyard, you can also press leaves. So if you find some leaves that you really like, you can pick some of those. Now, once you're done picking your flowers from your garden, just grab a jar and pop them in, because there's a few other things we'll need to grab. First is a book or a couple of books. These are just some bigger hardcover books. I'm sure you can find them, around the place. You want to grab some baking paper just from your kitchen, and keep a hold of your pair of scissors. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab the flowers that we want to press. So I'm going to take this one, and I've also got some up here. So I'm going to take this little stem of daisies here. And what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the stem, and so that way it's going to sit nice and flat. So now that we've got our flowers nicely cut, what we're going to do is we're going to cut a sheet of baking paper the size of the width of our book, and we're going to cut it in half and line it up with the spine here. Now all we have to do is arrange our flowers on the bit of paper, leaving a little bit of a gap between them. So just however you want them. Some I've cut the stems off, some I haven't. Put some daisies in there as well. Just like that. We'll put this nice yellow one here. So it just looks like that. Our final step, once we've got our flowers arranged, is we're going to fold the baking paper over the top of our flowers. That's why we folded it in half before. And then we're going to close our book. And then what we're going to do is you're going to find a heavy object. In this case, I've got another book, and we're going to lay it on top of that book, just to keep it nice and pressed and closed. Now, probably the hardest part of the tutorial is we actually need to leave the flowers pressed in their books for 2 weeks. So for 2 weeks, we're just going to leave them in a nice, safe, cool and dry place. And then in 2 weeks, when you open it, the flowers will be dry. They should still have lots of colour in them, but they'll last forever. Thanks for coming on to this workshop, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. Stay safe, stay inside. Much love.